Tim Burton?
No, sir. I wear this hat because I'm Mary Tyler Moore and I think I'm gonna make it after all.
Enough with our funny business. I'm John Peters.
No, sir. I believe you when you say you don't want any funny business. I've seen Caddyshack too.
Burton.
Very good, sir.
You're gonna direct Batman, see?
Well, sir, I would like to direct, but how am I going to make a bat act like a man?
I have a proposition for you.
Wait, a proposition, you say? But I'm not a barely legal teenage girl.
Make this movie, and I can make arrangements to get any film you want off the ground.
Ooh, yes. You have yourself a director.
And you're gonna get Michael Keaton, see?
I have worked in a film with him. He played a poltergeist that honked his testicles and tried to marry a teenage girl.
Listen up, Weisenheimer. No funny games.
Let's put a cape on him.
And reviewing from quarantine, it's Anthonix Maximus! It's Anthonix Maximus Reviews, featuring Vincent Tiberius, Nicholas Tess, Sid Zander, Andy Crow, Dr. Cinema, Henchman number 1, Henchman number 2, featuring Batman, and your host, Anthonix Maximus. Hi. I'm Anthonix Maximus, bitching to you about movies because Rob Pattinson's The Batman has been pushed away for another year. So, how is everyone doing during this quarantine, huh? Is everyone losing it like I am? Well, I am happy to announce that I have finished and I uploaded Anthonix Maximus Reviews Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's about the typical response I would get. When Lauren approached me about hosting tonight, I was like, well, where am I gonna go? Really, where? So I figured tonight I was going to host Batman. Yeah, last year was the 30th anniversary and 80th anniversary of the character Batman. It's kind of a big deal. Yeah, sure. I could not do it, since it's now 31 years. And I had already reviewed the Birds of Prey TV show this year. But you know what? I wanted to review Batman Returns for Christmas. And because I'm fair, I had to review the first movie tonight. Alright, so no further ado, we have an okay show tonight. Stone Temple Pilots is here. So stick around. The hell is wrong with me? Okay, I think this is less Robin and more Black Cat from Spider-Man. I think we know the backstory to Batman. Boy loses his parents, inherits their wealth, he studies up on science, he trains, he travels the world, and he returns to don an outfit to fight crime. Not much has changed over 80 years, except for maybe the inspiration of the bat. In the beginning, it was a bat that flew through the window, and years later, it was retconned that young Bruce Wayne fell into a bat cave. The creation of Batman started in 1939. At National Publications Comics, which is now known as DC. It all started when Bob Kane approached Bill Finger about a collaboration to create a new hero. Now, Bob Kane's idea for Batman was inspired from the Mark of Zorro and the Bat Whisperers. Bill Finger's inspiration came from pulp comic heroes such as Dick Tracy, the Shadow, the Phantom, and another inspiration coming from, of course, Sherlock Holmes. Kane would later go on and take all the credit for Batman, excluding Bill Finger, citing that at the time it was common that comic book heroes only had one name attached. Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel would beg to differ. Kane had envisioned Batman to be a man in a red and black suit with a domino mask, and instead of cape, it was a set of wings inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's ornithopter flying device. And pretty much that's where Kane's contribution towards Batman's creation ends. Bill Finger was the one that gave Batman the complete redesign, and also gave us the Batcave, the Batmobile, and other characters such as Alfred, Robin, and the Joker. But you can always learn that in the documentary Batman and Bill. By 1964, waning sales almost had Bob Kane consider killing off the Caped Crusader, but in the hands of Julius Schwartz, Batman was redesigned and made him more cheerful. Eventually, Batman the TV show starring Adam West debuted in 1966. The show was a parody or lampoon of the comic character, but the campiness of that show is what brought the hero back to popularity and sales. Even made a film. Really, as colorful and campy that show was, it's the reason why Batman is great today. But I'll save that for another review. Now, due to the political climate of the 1960s to the 1980s, including the Vietnam War, this is where the world began seeing America in a different light. This is where America started to question its own government. No longer were our heroes deputized officers fighting gangsters. Now our heroes were operating outside the law. No longer were our heroes fighting crime in the streets, but also fighting against corruption in corporations and politics, and even within the law itself. All of this was focused on in Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns in 1986, and Alan Moore continued this narrative in Batman the Killing Joke in 1988. After the dismal result of Supergirl and Superman for the Quest for Peace, Warner Brothers was hesitant, but with Batman's new outlook, they were ready to give it another shot. Warner Brothers felt a bit more comfortable producing a movie. After the financial success of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the studio was ready to have Tim Burton as director. Yeah, the script originally focused on Dick Grayson losing his parents, and the main villain being Rupert Thorne. Now, had Ivan Reitman stayed on to direct like originally planned, he was actually going to get Bill Murray as Batman and Eddie Murphy as Robin. Sure, why not? Because if he couldn't get Eddie Murphy in Ghostbusters, he was sure as hell going to get him in this movie, right? With Tim Burton on, he actually threw out the original script and approached the writer Sam Hamm, that's his name, to do some rewrites. So Sam Hamm decided to actually do away with the origin story, but rather have the character of Batman explored through flashbacks and have the structure built like unlocking the mystery. Now let's dive into 1989's Batman. As you can see, Jack Nicholson, who plays the Joker, gets top billing. The studio had to pull in the audience because everyone was worried about a comedic actor, Michael Keaton, and a Pee Wee Herman director was going to bring Batman back to the 1960s.
It's that way!
I know where we are.
Hey, that guy played Biggs, Luke Skywalker's childhood friend. The opening is supposed to mirror the origins of Batman, but we as the movie watchers aren't supposed to know this yet. 1, that looked cartoonish. 2, were you really just gonna stand there and just watch the whole thing go down?
What are you? I'm Batman.
And with those 2 words, that quote will follow Batman for all eternity.
Because I'm Batman.
People of Gotham City, I'm a man of few words, but those words will count, and so will my actions.
And this is District Attorney Harvey Dent, who would someday become Two-Face, played by Lando Calrissian. Billy D. Williams, you're about to be disappointed in a few years. He probably would have been great at it too. But he does get his chance in the Lego Batman movie.
Here, we just had us another bat attack. That's what, 8 sightings now in just under a month?
Alexander Knox was a character made up for the film, but that's because Tim Burton really liked the performance of Robert Wuhl. Knox will be our lighthearted comic relief. And here's Lieutenant Eckard, played by William Hootkins. You might know him as Portkins. Yeah, Batman and Star Wars always seems to go hand to hand. Lieutenant Eckard is pretty much the film's version of Harvey Bullock. Except for with Harvey Bullock, he is more of a mean-well type of hard-ass. Whereas Eckard is just corrupt. Eckard is a corrupt officer that leaks connections to Jack Nicholson. I'm sorry, Jack Napier. Fun fact, Jack Napier was the name that was created for the film. This is actually a play on two variations. One being combined together would be jackanape, a term used for court jesters. And the other derivative part of it is from a tribute to the original Alfred actor, Alan Napier. Hey, look, Bob Kane. Or it's Bill Finger's work and Bob Kane just put his name on it.
Hi, I'm Vicky Vale.
Yes, this is Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale. In the comics, she's been a reporter, and sometimes she's been a gossip journalist. Because what superhero is complete without a reporter love interest? In this film, she is a photojournalist, and she's trying to team up with Knox so the two of them can discover the mystery of the Batman. I'll be honest, Vicky Vale is kind of tough to gauge here. Some moments she can be a confident, driven woman. In other moments, she can be very grating as she comes off as more of a stalkerish groupie of Bruce Wayne after one date, rendering herself to become a needy damsel. And let's just get her obnoxious screams out of the way. More movies should allow us to consolidate the annoying stuff up front. And the excellent Jack Palance plays Carl Grissom. He's basically the stand-in for Rupert Thorne from the original script. Say the line!
You are my number one guy.
Yay!
Don't forget your lucky deck.
Ooh, foreshadowing Jack's transformation to become Gambit.
Your luck is about to change.
Police department.
Sabotaging Jack Napier because he slept with his wife. Still, I can forgive all that as long as just keeps talking like that.
Get me Lieutenant Eckhart.
And in Wayne Manor, stately home of millionaire Bruce Wayne.
And there's our Bruce Wayne, Mr. Mom, Michael Keaton. I'm sorry, guys, but he just needed to do something until he landed his big role in Multiplicity. Michael Gough as Alfred Pennyworth is played off more as a regular butler than being proactive. Still, everyone who's played Alfred has played him differently, and they're all good. In this case, Gough studied from his friend who actually was a butler in real life. But he also brings this parental vibe as well.
Mr. Knox, we have enough problems in this city without worrying about ghosts and goblins.
Exactly! Leave that old NES game alone. See, kids? That is how you flex being old.
Who is this guy?
He gives to all these humanitarian causes and then collects all this stuff.
And who are you to make fun of him? The two of you look like you just climbed down from a wedding cake.
Oh, I read your work. I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, thanks. Can I have a grant?
Very nice, Burton. Cast two guys that look like one another. I mean, who's Wayne? Who's Knox? Just saying, you put one 1980s white guy next to another 1980s white guy, can't tell the difference.
This is an amazing house. I'd like to shoot it sometime.
Did she just threaten him?
What the hell's going on?
Christ, what are you trying to do? Blow the collar?
I'm in charge here, not Carl Grissom.
Well, next time don't give a badge to a guy that worked with Lex Luthor.
Let him go, or I'll do Gordon.
You feel what to Gordon?
Nice outfit.
My one complaint about Keaton's Batman, honestly, is his smirk, as menacing as it may be.
Nice outfit.
Why, thank you. It has pockets. So you disappear long enough to get the lieutenant shot? Rude. And that's how we reference the Killing Joke.
The Toxic Avenger is coming to your town. Look out.
How's the soup?
Excuse me?
See? Batman knows social distancing. I hope this joke becomes dated soon. I said social distancing! Oh.
I feel a little drunk. And you're not anything.
Hey, one drink and I'm flying.
Topical.
You set me up over a woman. A woman!
Hey! How dare you reference my Elvira Mistress of the Dark review where I reference this scene?
You can call me Joker.
Hey, that's not the Joker. The real Joker is a Latin lover with a thin mustache covered by makeup, sir. Okay, fine, you're the Joker. God.
How about lunch at my place? I'll show you some photos.
No, I can't. I can't make it.
We'll do it later in the day.
Read the room, lady.
I'll talk to you guys when you get back.
Back, Miss Vale? We're going to be here for quite a while.
Not cool, bro. Death by electrocution cartoon.
You are my number one guy.
And kids, that is called a callback. Great, now I gotta put this back. Are you not in Gotham to look for a Batman? Not spending your time stalking a billionaire playboy after a sloppy one-night stand? You're just lucky that they're two in the same person. Okay, so this scene is nice because it explores Bruce Wayne going to the same spot he lost his parents to leave roses. I've only seen this explored in Batman the Animated Series, albeit that it might actually just be inspired from this movie.
And again. Where can I get these fine new items? Chances are you bought them already.
Oh, these Instagram comedians are going too far.
With no clues as to the Joker's deadly weapon.
And what is the pattern? Foods, alcohol, or beauty and hygiene products?
I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but people are avoiding products because they're afraid of contamination. How are these movies predicting 2020?
Miss Vale, this just arrived for you.
Oh, see, even this restaurant's telling her to wear... Well, I'm never eating at this Olive Garden again. Seriously, what is this? A restaurant or a museum? I guess it could be like Planet Hollywood. Ugh.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
I can't play this song, thank you, YouTube. But I'm pretty convinced now that Prince made an album and Warner Brothers decided to make a movie around it.
What do you want?
My face on the $1 bill.
Put a pin in that statement.
You must be joking.
Do I look like I'm joking?
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know? You don't have anything tattooed on your face. It's hard to tell.
Tell me, what do you know about?
Birdman, Vulture, help me out here. There you go. Half-ass makeup, just like Heath Ledger.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Online these days.
How much do you weigh?
About 108, I think.
See that thing on my belt? Grab it.
Damn Instagram influencers. I already attacked Instagram. Damn TikTok. Relevancy. He didn't do very well on his first night out.
You weigh a little more than 108.
Oh, really?
I asked you your weight for a practical reason. You endangered both of us. Why, because of vanity?
Hilarious sketch. You should check it out. I'll provide the link below. Unless you're watching this video on Facebook, then in that case, you're going to have to go on YouTube and find it yourself, alright? If you're not going to talk to me, you want to at least turn the radio on.
And these are my bats. And this one is in timeout for being a little bastard. He knows what he did.
Take that to the press.
Well, you could have sent that stuff to the press yourself.
There is something else you have that I want.
What?
Huh? No sex for you today?
Ooh, I hope not. Otherwise that would mean Batman assaulted her. Or not assault and Vicky cheated.
Vicky, what I'm trying to tell you is...
Hey.
Seriously, it's not necessary. You two had a one-night stand.
I was a man doing well with a beautiful woman.
Lights out! Now you want to get nuts! Come on! Let's get nuts.
Ugh, this is a real aggressive Planters Peanuts ad.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What?
Useless!
Oh my God. His parents were murdered in that alley.
Ugh, these two still talking about the same guy. This movie fails the Bechdel test. Hey, rich parents, is Alfred picking us up? Yeah, let's walk down this murder alley.
You ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight?
And because that line, we now know who killed Batman's parents. Now, this raised a lot of controversy because in the comics, gangster Joe Chill killed Batman's parents, not the Joker. However, Bob Kane actually had stated, had they known the Joker, by the way, is inspired by the man who laughs, was going to have such a lasting impression, they would have retconned this backstory themselves. Some fans speculate that the second guy is Joe Chill, just so long it's not Sandman. Still, that's a really good young Joker casting. And by the by, Thomas Wayne here is actually played by David Past. You may recognize him as the building climber from Superman the movie. Well, I bet the Waynes regret going to see 1941 now. Alfred, you are so fired. Batman doesn't kill. Shut up. Just shut up. Batman does kill. Sometimes in cold blood. I think the whole anti-kill rule was established in the 90s because, well, Batman's not going to kill anyone on a cartoon. Or is this the classic Batman doesn't kill? But if the villain's getting away...
All right, Pi, I'm just going to do this. And if you get eaten, it's your own fault. No! Oh! Oh! My... Oh, the hell with it.
Guess I'll see you there. Remember earlier when I said to put a pin in Joker's face on a dollar bill remark? Now this is left on the editor's floor, but all those bills that you see actually have the Joker's face on it. And if you look real closely, you can kind of see that. See, all those people in the city in a huddled mass about to die because... Whatever, you don't care. Now there's Superman's problem.
He stole my balloons!
Aw, now what am I gonna do with a Bob the Goon action figure with a spring-loaded leg that never stays down? Sorry everyone, Batman just needs a moment to pose for his brand marketing. Just like that, huh? Fun fact, the entire Gotham City set is the same set used from the movie Metropolis. Everything from the factory to downtown to even the final climax at the church. Oh, please, guys, don't. No need to show up. You've already do so much. Okay, Batman, if you're done recreating the stair-climbing scene from Ghostbusters, maybe it's time for you to use your zipline to get to the Joker, huh? Yeah, we tried. Guys, not in God's house, huh?
Purple. Oh, I love purple.
Not time to develop a purple fetish.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Oh! She was just distracting him.
You made me, remember? You dropped me into that vat of chemicals. That wasn't easy to get over.
You killed my parents. What?
So this is kind of like the comics, where Batman eventually down the line found Joe Chill, told Joe who he was, and then Joe Chill got killed by gangsters because, well, he created Batman. Problem is, they forgot to ask him who Batman was.
I made you. You made me first. Hey, Batman. I mean, I was a kid when I killed your parents.
Is that supposed to clue the Joker in on who his parents are? Because Joker's killed a lot of people.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses on, would you? Huh?
Oh! Now that pop set makes sense. I thought it was just Batman beating up a nerd. Well, how about that? Before going into church, Joker radioed the helicopter to arrive in 10 minutes, and in movie time, that actually was 10 minutes. Again, Batman didn't kill the Joker. The Joker killed himself when he tried to escape.
What don't you have in that belt?
Patience for harlequin hoodlums like yourself.
Truer words were never spoken, Crusader.
Well, that's nice that they're safe, but if the comic books have taught me anything, the Joker never dies. He always returns. Oh, and don't try to sell me on the Joker being 3 guys, or the Joker is immortal because of Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus Pit crap that DC tries to push.
How do we call him? He gave us a signal.
Batman didn't give you the bat signal to screw around with, guys.
Mr. Wayne told me to tell you that he might be a little late.
I'm not a bit surprised.
Now with Joker gone, Alfred then drives Vicky Vale away to abandon her in a Detroit trailer park where she'll give birth to Batman's son, Eminem. And the movie ends with Batman ignoring the bat signal. Needless to say, the movie made money, made Tim Burton famous. It warranted a sequel, and Michael Keaton did return to play Batman one more time after. And Basinger, on the other hand, did not. And to his surprise, Jack Nicholson actually did love his role as the Joker. So much so that had Batman 5 actually happened, Jack Nicholson Joker was going to return as a form of the Scarecrow's fear toxin hallucination. And as stated, sadly, Billy D. Williams did not go on to play Two-Face. That eventually went to Tommy Lee Jones. And then, over a decade later, it went to Aaron Eckhart. Thank you. Sure, Beetlejuice was a hit, but it was Batman that made Hollywood want to fund Tim Burton's passion projects. Before, while working for Disney, every idea Tim Burton had was brushed off because they were too different, and it's what got him fired from Disney. But because of Batman, suddenly Disney wanted to hear about his idea for A Nightmare Before Christmas. Did you know that Adam West actually tried to lobby to play Batman again, even at 61? And when he realized that wasn't going to happen, he tried to push to make a cameo, even as like an uncle. But producers kind of felt his presence was only going to undermine the tone of the film. Anyway, from the Batman anthology series from 1989 to 1997, the only two cast members to return for all four films were Pat Hingle and Michael Gough, who played Commissioner Gordon and Alfred Pennyworth respectively. Now, Robert Wool did eventually come back and play Alexander Knox, but that would be in an alternate universe in an episode of Supergirl. As for my personal opinion, well, as much as I love the Christopher Nolan Batman films, older Anthonix has gravitated his way back to the Burton films. It was my dad who brought me to see this movie, and it was what ignited my love for comic books. I mean, yeah, the 60s Batman existed, and so did the Super Friends cartoons, and they were all played in syndicated reruns. And as a kid, they were just background noise to me, but when my dad took me to see the movie, something sparked and a flame ignited, and now I'm obsessed with being a geek. Sure, it did have some weird choices, like the makeup subplot or giving an identity to the Joker, and Vicky Vale in general. She was more of a plot device or a bargaining chip for the hero, rather than an audience avatar that she was meant to be. This isn't an insult to Kim Basinger because she is a good actress. It's just the writing. And she's not as bad as Kate Capshaw was in Temple of Doom, so, you know. And Michael Keaton as Batman, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, even to this day. He plays it more off as like a quirky, eccentric billionaire. But he does have such an intense performance that, yeah, I do believe he has some childhood drama that's built up inside of him. And as funny as Michael Keaton is, I would never want to piss him off. He scares the hell out of me. Seriously, watch Spider-Man Homecoming. Scare the shit out of you when he's talking to Peter Parker in that car. And with the Tim Burton Batman films, at least it feels like I'm watching Batman hop from the comics right to the screen. As opposed to the Nolan films where it just seems like it's a guy in a costume running around Chicago or New York.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Well, that was the show. Thank you. What a great week with this cast and crew. Thank you, Michael Keaton, for stopping by. Lauren, you were great. Prince, thank you. Good night. Nice. Voiceover, and there's our Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton. Okay. Batman knows social We're gonna hear a lot of birds, stupid birds. This shirt is like huge.